Hello, in this session we will look at some adjustments in our yoga poses. So we're going to start with the warrior one. We have first the back foot adjustment. Heel is flat onto the floor and dropping the tailbone down, adjusting the arms overhead, rotating the arms outward, creating space, broaden the shoulders, external rotating of the back thigh and externally rotating the front hip, opening the shoulders for warrior two with the folded shoulders and lifting the head. Here we have external rotation of the hips. So imagine someone is pulling your back hip and front knee, pushing the pelvis forward, straightening the front knee, reaching forward with the front arm for a triangle. The top arm is extended in line with the shoulders, looking up to the top palm, and the hip is opening externally, pushing the pelvis forward for a triangle pose. Side angle pose, placing the elbow onto the thigh. So this is a combination between warrior two and triangle, and here there is a straight line between the top wrist and the back ankle, stretching the side of the body. Moving gently to a pyramid pose. So square the hips forward, and I'm catching here her back leg, pulling back and externally rotating so she can square the hips forward as she allows the upper body to come lower. Here we have a neck and shoulder muscles soft. And we're gonna do the same side, the same poses on the other side. Okay, so starting with warrior one. Adjusting the back foot, this should be flat onto the floor, dropping the tailbone down and reaching the arms overhead, externally rotating the arms, creating space between the shoulders, external rotating of the back thigh and the front hip, so she can square the hips forward. Opening to a warrior two. Head is looking forward to the front palm, chin into the chest, elongate the back of the neck, external rotation of the hips, pushing the pelvis forward, front knees over the ankle in line with the toes, back hip is externally rotating, straightening the front knee, coming to a triangle pose, looking up to the top palm, up to the ceiling, pushing the pelvis forward, opening the chest, and coming to a side angle pose, creating a straight line between the top wrist and back ankle. Again, pushing the hips forward. This is a combination between warrior two and triangle. Coming again for a pyramid pose. I'm catching her leg between my thighs and I externally rotating her back thigh so she can square the hips forward, and slowly she reaching forward and lower with her upper body. Good. Coming up, and the next pose will be tree pose. So I'm gonna ask her to bring her heel into her groin if that's available for her. And slowly palms in prayer position at the chest. Here the adjustment would be to lift her head. As I lift her head, she's more stable and she's feeling supported, and she can open the knee more to the right. And same thing on the other side. Heel comes into the groin if that's available, opening the knee to the side and holding her head so she's feeling stable here. Good. And then we're gonna come to a dancer pose. Starting with the right side, she will catch her right foot with her right hand. Gonna help her holding her forearm and catching her back of the ankle and pulling up. Same thing on the other side. So the direction is up, so catching her back foot, I'm gonna hold her forearm, directing her and pulling up her forearm gently, more from the ankle than from the back. Next pose is warrior three. Palms together, the chest in prayer position. Here I'm gonna hold her back thigh and the opposite shoulder, so she can gently square the hips to the floor. Okay, and same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna hold her thigh from the inside and the opposite shoulder, so she can come lower, looking straight down to the floor and trying to square the hips facing the floor. Good. And the next version in warrior three is to catch her hands and ask her to place her foot onto my thigh. So she just have to trust me on this one. And then from here I'm asking her to extend the knee gently and to bring the upper body in line with the hips, looking straight down to the floor as she extending her knee. Good. And same thing on the other side. Helping her to position her foot onto my thigh and straighten the knee slowly. And these are our adjustments for today. Thank you.